right, hey, welcome back to another episode of Windham Weekly, your opportunity to hear from folks in our community who do wonderful things. Today, I am happy to introduce my co-host, the most wonderful guy in the world, the hottest working guy in the Board of Education for over 30 years, and my friend, Mr. Mark Doyle.
Well, thank you, Mr. Folin. That was so generous.
Yes, of course. Well, so are you. So today, we have a special guest, and that's Luke Gilday. Now, you may have heard of Luke and his family for generations here. Luke is the Windham Tech men's coach for basketball. He had an unbelievable season, a great run, and we congratulate him on that.
Thank you.
But we're here today to talk about his camps that he offers, and we'd love to get your calls, 456-1400. And before we get going here, Mark and I, who both have been on the Board of Ed forever, really got to know Luke's dad through his efforts in the athletics in our school district. I know he worked with my wife as a para for special ed. He worked side by side with me doing the hot dog and hamburgers at the Bob Haddad track and field. He's an all-around good guy. And if you got the secret code, you could order a Luke Gilday salad not a Luke Gilday.
Mark Gilday.
Mark Gilday.
Well, they just called it Gilday. A Gilday salad at Mama's Pizza, which that salad back in the day was only $10 and it would feed you for a week. So I welcome you, Luke, if you wanted to talk about your background and let people know how you got here.
I am a Windham High School alum, and my father, Mark Gilday, was an assistant when I played at Windham High School, and he eventually became the head coach, and that led to me getting on the staff as a coach with him. And I was an unpaid assistant for a couple years, and my first 2 years, we won the conference championship, and then I moved to the freshman team as a freshman coach, and had 2 years there as a freshman coach, and
perfect.
I had a pretty good couple of years there.
When we get to the Guild about the story, you're going to see how his father influenced him, in my opinion, to give back, and we'll get to that. But we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
You got to put your headphones on.
Please. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, yeah, I was calling in regards to Luke Gilday.
Okay.
Guild.
What's up, Trav?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
I just wanted to tell everybody in Willimantic and surrounding towns that I swear by Luke Gilday. My sons are the Manguel boys. They've been playing basketball in Willimantic for a while. They've done Luke has done a phenomenal job training them. They went from playing in the camp to being a part of the camp to now teaching the camp with Luke. He's a one-of-a-kind kid who's become one of the best men I've ever met.
I couldn't agree with you more. I've heard his story, and obviously knew his dad. But Luke is his own man today, and he has definitely given back to Windham.
Yeah.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Thank you for calling.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Right.
So Travis, he's actually one of the reasons why this started, where his son and nephew were getting of that age. They're like 5th, 6th grade, where they wanted to get better at basketball, and I started working at Kramer with them, like just doing drills and stuff throughout the summers and after school. And those two went on to win them their state title.
What's the last name?
Manguel. Travis Manguel and Isaiah Manguel.
Yep.
So they're the start of the guild, because Travis, who just called, and Coach Robert Manguel, the coach of the Windham girls team, they both wanted their kids to get in the gym with me, and that's how it all started.
So what is Luke is saying, what's got started was he runs a basketball camp called the Basketball Guild, G-U-I-L-D. Tell them how they can get a hold of you and, to register and all that. We'll get into pricing and all that after the fact. And tell us the extent of the program, how big it is.
You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Luke Gilday, or the Basketball Guild on Instagram. Or you can email me, luke1037@yahoo.com. And I also do training as well as camps. So training sessions are like an hour and a half session. We work on skills for the first hour. and then depending on how many kids are there, we'll play 1-on-1 or 3-on-3 or 5-on-5, and basically just work on skills and athleticism.
How many kids are typically go to now you got a spring camp, which you can
Yep.
send the dates out now if you want.
So yeah, we have a camp coming up April 14th to the 18th, Monday through Friday. Camp starts at 9 a.m., ends at 3 p.m. You could drop your kid off at 8 a.m. I'll be there at 8 a.m.
Let me put you on hold and I'll patch you.
And the price is $225 per camper, and it's $25 if you wanted a jersey. So at every camp we get jerseys, and I'm actually wearing all the jerseys that we've had, and they're after like an NBA team. And
I want to make sure the community knows that this isn't a town sponsored event. This is something you do in a private, and you
Yeah.
get the word out. The kids come, and hopefully they help continue the tradition of victory here at Windham High School, at Windham Tech in basketball. We have another caller. That's
Caller.
great. Go ahead, caller.
Hold on. There you go.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hello, gentlemen. I just want to say, I'm on my way home listening to your show, and just want to say, these are what Hometown Heroes is all about, man. Another success story right out of Willimantic. I know Luke. I know him from the drive. So I know his dad, his mom, seen the kid when he was very young to grow up to where he's at now, and doing the good things and what he's doing with the program and the school. And feel very honored and privileged to know him and to be part of Willimantic. And I said, another hometown hero.
No, absolutely. That's
Thank
some
you.
real nice accolades for Luke.
We also, go places or go venture out, and we hear, some people want to tell you a lot of horror stories, about Willimantic, and that's all you hear. But this is the stuff that we got to put out there so other people can hear and let them know where we're at, what we're doing, and how far these people have come, and what they're doing for the community, for the school, and just couldn't be a better. It can't be any better, man. I'm very proud of the kid and what he's doing, and the sky's the limit.
Yeah, we're proud to have Luke on the show, and the show's called Windham Weekly, 860-456-1400, and that's why we invited Luke on, because it is a show that's positive. It's about people who are doing good, especially to help children in our community. So thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling.
thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate
All
that.
right, bye-bye.
Wow, Luke, we're going to hit a record here today.
Yeah. So Luke, talk about basketball in Willimantic. When I first came here as the Y director, the man that used to work for me was pretty much a legend within basketball. It was Ron Pyrus. Did you have a chance to meet or work with Ron before he?
So Ron, me and him were nemesis. So I used to play against E.O. Smith, and my record wasn't too great against E.O. But I always had a lot of respect for Ron, and he would always give me some respect as well. Even after beating me, he would let me know that I was a good
Ron
player.
was a gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to
Nah,
take a
I
second.
liked Ron.
We'll get right back to the Ron Pyrus story and the why, but we have another caller.
Wow.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello, it's me, Christian Champagne, and Eli Cordone. And I just want to say, Basketball Guild, best camp in the world. 100%. Individual awards, we have championship games, just everything. It's just great. Great environment. They provide lunch. It's amazing.
So you guys are campers then, right?
Yeah, we are.
Excellent.
Two of my best campers.
Two of your best.
What's up, boys?
What grade are you guys in?
Eighth grade.
8th grade. Looking forward. Are you going to go to Tech? You going to the high school, Windham High?
I'm going to E.O. Smith. Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, don't get too good in basketball and play for them when you get the hometown here. We want to keep you here. I'm sure we need you.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure Luke, you can thank him.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, no problem. Best camp in the nation, 100%.
Thanks. Hope to see you in April.
Yeah, you'll
Thank
see
you.
us. Yeah.
See you, boys.
Wow. I mean, when you get an endorsement from your active campers, that says a lot. I mean, it's a lot of kind words. I kind of expected that today, that we get some calls in from kids and whatnot, and it's important because now they're listening to a show that explains everything. So I don't want to get back and leave Mock out here.
That's
Let's
okay.
get back to that Ron Pyrus story.
So I was just saying how I always had respect for Ron. He was a great coach, and come to find out, most of the things I learned as a coach from Coach Strand and the coaches before him were Coach Curland, and Ron was one of those guys that kind of laid down the foundation for what Windham basketball was about for a long time.
Yeah,
Yep.
we just had Coach Neil Curlin on last week,
Oh, cool.
discussing him and Pat Risley and Zach Kanaka, the current AD, discussing the Windham High School first class of the Hall of Fame for the athletics.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be pretty
a
nice.
lot of the early success of the Windham High School program was Ron's feeder program from the Y Little Pal program, and then working him because he used to do an awful lot. Well, he was a star basketball player at Eastern as well, so he had
he's-
quite a lot of
he
talent.
played quite a bit in his day.
Yeah, I always heard a lot of stories about how good Ron was, for sure.
Yeah. Again, I always sit back and, Mark and I have been on the Board of Ed forever, and we've seen every award come through, the honors come through, whether it's for academics or athletics. For this little town, we have produced some real teams and some real star athletes who've gone on to bigger and, greater things in their lives. I think it's pretty impressive, and it all stems from guys like you who are giving your top knowledge and passing it on to these younger kids. I love that call from the kids. I think that means a lot, I would imagine, to you.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate all the love from our community. And like what that guy said earlier that called, our town gets a little bad rap
Yep.
in other areas because of the famous heroin town article
Sure.
from years ago. But I don't believe any of that stuff. And I've always advocated for Willimantic, and we have a lot of very good people in this town, and there's a lot others just like me. I'm not the only one that's doing it. Like Coach Manguel, I'll give him a shout out. He was volunteering way before I was, and many others.
Now, Coach Manguel coaches the Windham High School girls basketball, who just
Yeah.
won the states, correct?
Yep.
What's better than that? These
Yeah.
girls have that memory for a lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is 2 years in a row he's gotten them there. So he was my high school teammate,
Nice.
and me and him, we would always compete with each other. We were always very competitive with each other. Always had to play against each other in practice and whatnot, and in a couple leagues. Actually, this is something that a lot of people don't know. There was a guy named Muhammad. Well, he's a Windham Tech girls coach, Muhammad Hassan, and Chris Morgan, and a woman named Nina. I forget her last name, but they used to run a free league for kids after school, and it was pretty much all year round. When it would end, they would start another one a couple weeks later.
Unbelievable.
And a lot of kids were off the street because of that.
Okay.
There's
Been interrupted.
Another phone call.
We have another
No
call.
problem.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm calling in regards to Luke. Am I live?
You're
You're
live.
That's awesome. This is Stacy Pasiakos.
Hey, Stacy.
Hey.
What's going on? Hi, Luke.
Say hi to your fans, Luke.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
not much. Same old.
I just got to say that Luke has been, we're talking about the camp, right?
Right.
Yes.
Camp or training, whichever one you want to talk about.
Luke Gilday is the GOAT and the basketball whisperer. He's amazing with our kids. He's completely... My son started playing basketball at 11 years old, and Luke's completely... He's only 13 now. His name's Yanni. And I can't say enough amazing things about Luke. He has so much patience with our kids. He just knows the sport in and out. He truly is the GOAT. My son, again, has only been playing for 2 years, and he's a pretty decent little basketball player. And Luke is 100%. He's the foundation to build the house of good basketball players. And he's awesome. And his camp, my kid won't even go to other camps. He only goes to Luke's camp because they're fun. And every time it could be 3 days, it could be 4 days. When he leaves there, his fundamentals are better. He's a better basketball player. And I mean, this guy trained my kid for maybe 8 sessions in 6th grade, and my kid made a middle school basketball team with only training with Luke for a few days.
Wow.
So I had to call for my boy. He's the best.
Some high
Nothing but
praise
good
there,
things
Luke.
to say about
Thanks,
Luke.
Stacy.
And
Yeah, her
you got
son made one of the biggest improvements I've ever seen out of anybody in a short time. He's an amazing athlete, that kid.
Thank you so much, Luke.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you for
problem.
everything you do. Anyone
problem.
is crazy if they don't go to these camps or get training by him. He's the best.
Perfect.
I have nothing but good things to say about Luke. Just have to call in for my boy.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Stacy, for
Thank you.
calling in. Thank you.
You got it. Anytime. Thank
See
you.
you soon.
You got it. Bye.
So, Luke,
Yeah.
give us a little more background. On the camp. How many kids normally come to your camp?
Let's
And
do the spring camp
So,
first.
is it on the spring camp? And is it co-ed or is it just boys? Or?
It's co-ed. You know, I believe in girls playing against the boys. That always helps them. Go to Asia Harris, the defensive stopper on the Windham girls team. She used to train with me and all boys. She was the only girl in the gym, and sure enough, she's the best defender in the state. So I mean,
Okay. Geez, Luke, we got yet another call.
oh, all right.
Go right ahead, caller.
Hi, Luke.
Hey,
Hey, my guy, Luke. This
is
is
this Nina?
Nina Champagne.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. Same old. How you doing?
Same old, same old. I'm listening to the radio, and I'm just in awe, just from like the outpouring of love and support that you're getting. And I just kind of wanted to let everybody else know that there's a lot more love out there for you, Luke. And the reason that I'm calling is because my son Christian Champagne, who's 13, and he was just on the radio raving about Luke's camp. But we go back a little bit further than even Luke's camp. Christian started training with Luke about 4 years ago, I think, Luke, right? Around 9.5, 10.
Yeah.
And he has pretty much become the skilled player that he is because of Luke. Luke has not only inspired him to work harder in his physical aspect of the game, but the mental aspect of the game as well. He has grown so much in the 4 years of working with Luke. Luke preaches not only about basketball, but he is a great storyteller. Luke tells amazing stories about basketball, motivation, past experiences, and he really has a way of drawing in our youth. And it's really a special, special gift. He genuinely doesn't like what he does. He loves what he does. To speak a little bit in regards to his camp, I think Christian's pretty much been to every single one of his camp and hopes one day to be a staff member, because now he's getting older, so he's about to probably age out. But
He's
tell
definitely
you,
got a spot when he's
yeah,
older,
he's
for
definitely got
sure.
a spot forever. Okay, so camp is great. They go into camp excited. It's early in the morning. They go into camp excited. They come home excited, but they cannot stop talking about camp, and they cannot wait to return and go back to camp the next day. I think it was April break last year, Luke, where our school wasn't scheduled to be off during the same time as your camp. And I'm maybe I shouldn't be saying this live on the air, but I did take Christian out of school a little early on a Friday to bring him in because he was jonesing so bad for camp and to play in that championship game. So that just speaks volumes right there. And the staff, the members, the kids, there's some of our superstars in the local town, some of them still actively playing basketball. To give you an example, Travis Manuel Jr. reached out to Christian last night, and this is a kid that's in college, has literally took the time out of his night to reach out to talk to him about high school and what his dreams were about basketball and, stuff after basketball. And that says a lot about a staff. They're not just staff members there. They're mentors for these kids and people that these kids look up to. So I honestly, Luke, I cannot say enough about what you've done for the community and for the surrounding children outside of the community, because there's kids coming from Brooklyn, from Killingly, from Canterbury. They're coming from everywhere to drive to go to your camp. And I'm so proud of you. We're all so proud of you. And you're always going to hold a very special part in our hearts. You're no longer a friend. You're family.
Thanks, Nina. Appreciate that.
I really appreciate everything that you do. Best of luck.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for calling. That's great words.
Well, thank you.
Luke, can we get a question finished? Holy smoke.
Before I forget, or before someone calls, I gotta shout out my staff.
Sure.
It's not just me, because I have an amazing staff, and so Robert Manuel, I've mentioned a few times. He's a amazing coach, coaches football and basketball, and Jovan Williams. These are mostly all Windham alum as well. Yeah. And Jovan Williams, 1,000-point scorer at Windham, very good coach. He was coaching at STEM this year. Shania, who's a Shania Slyman was an assistant at Windham. She was an 1,000-point scorer as well at Windham. Malcolm Hunter, who just hit 1,000 this year, it was a counselor. He's gonna be working the April camp as well. Anaya Jenkins, who was ECC Player of the Year and 1,000-point scorer this year, she worked our last camp. There's so many good ones. Tyler Manguel, who's playing in the state championship for St. Bernard's, he's always a counselor. He's a kid that I worked out since he was probably 8 years old, maybe 7 years old. A phenomenal player, phenomenal kid. And Travis Manguel, who Nina just mentioned, he was best player in the state when he played at Windham High, won us a state title. Who else is a counselor? Julian Cruz, who unfortunately didn't get to play his junior and senior year from getting hurt in football. Kid was a phenomenal athlete. He would have ended up being an all-state 1,000-point scorer as well. So our whole staff is very good basketball players with a really good knowledge of the game. And there's a couple more I'm missing. Eric Rivera, I'll shout him out. He helps out a lot, and he's a very good player at Windham High as well. But
Okay.
we got another caller.
Hold on 1 second. I'll put you on hold and I'll patch you through.
Yep, we've got another caller.
Hold on.
And
There you go.
here we go. Welcome, caller.
Hello, this is Travis Manguel Jr.
There he is.
One of Luke's prodigies in the basketball guild.
What's up, Trav? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Luke?
I'm good.
He's sweating over here. He's on the biggest show on the radio, with the voice of Windham. He's getting nervous.
So tell us.
Travis always makes me nervous. He's the first kid I ever worked with, so I'm always nervous when he comes around.
So tell us the story of your time with Mr. Gilday.
This is a long time ago. I think I started training with him back in like 4th, 5th grade. Me and my cousin Lexi. He used to train us back in Kramer. We'd do 2-a-days, 3-a-days, however many times.
Before I had kids, I was able to get to the gym 2 or 3 times a day with these guys.
Things like that happen.
Yeah. Then, we just every year, every summer, we'd work out with him. Whether it was at Rec Park or at Kramer, we'd be training. Then high school came around. Even though he wasn't our coach, he would have us shooting in the gym at 6 a.m. And I remember, I think the week or 2 days before the state championship game, I was shooting with him at Rec Park, and we were just talking about how far we came, how far the basketball guild came. And it originally started with just me and Lex, my cousin, and then after that, the whole city was basically getting trained by Luke. And people from out of town started coming. And now he runs camps, and I think the last camp we had almost 100 kids. A couple times we
had 85 the last 2 camps, 85 kids. The first camp was about 40. The last 2 were 80 plus.
Yeah, but Luke Gilday, a special part of my life. I tell people a lot. Right now I'm in college because of him. He showed me how to work hard, how to stay in school, stick to the grind, even the days I didn't feel like it, and it ended up earning me a full scholarship. And I tell a lot of people, I give a lot of thanks to him.
Well, that's perfect because, I know Luke knows that academic goes hand in hand with, the athletes at the school. It uses the hook, right, to the kids that don't have another connection, but they know they got to get their scores where they need to be if they want to continue playing, and that's something that Windham does really well. I think our coaches there in the AD over the years have held kids' feet to the fire, get the grades so you can stay on the team. And it's paid off for you to go to college now and on a full scholarship to boot. That's perfect.
So where are you going to school? What college?
Right now, I'm at Post University, but I'm in a transfer portal. So right now, I've been talking to a couple of schools.
You going to cash in on the NIL?
I get some along the line.
Yeah, well, just remember the voice of Windham. He does sideline jobs like that, for a little cash on the side.
Okay. Yeah, but
hey, we appreciate the call. I'm sure Luke does.
Yeah, thank you, Trav. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Always.
Thank you for calling in.
Luke.
All right, brother.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
So I think we better get into the summer camp time frames and how all that works before.
All right, so summer camp, drop off is at 8 o'clock in the morning. Camp starts at 9 and ends at 3. And the campers that called earlier, they're mentioning we do awards. So we give out an MVP award. We give out a Kobe award, which goes to the hardest worker in the camp or in each division.
So that's a long day, 8 to 3. So I'm assuming it's summertime. You're hitting them with fruits and lunch and Gatorades and waters and everything else, right?
We usually provide lunch.
Oh, okay.
So there's a water fountain.
Okay.
I'm old fashioned.
In Rhode Island, we call it a
I
bubble.
believe in drink water over Gatorade.
Yeah, me too.
So you can get to the water fountain.
We have another call, Luke. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Good afternoon. This is AJ Dunna calling. I was just wondering if you guys have set the record yet for the most phone calls for one show.
So far.
Yes, we have, and we're pleased with that. And keep them coming, 456-1400. We want to blow up the phones.
For sure.
We got the right guy on.
Volumes with all of the phone calls that are coming in for Luke. He's one of those salt of the earth guys. My son Colby Dunnick plays for him at Windham Tech, and just the amount of love that he shows for these boys. I know, just speaking for myself and for my son, he pushes them to be his best on and off the court, and he does that for all the boys. And I met Luke probably 4 years ago. He was an assistant over at Lyman and coached my daughter and pushed her. And if you want to do something good for your kids, I highly recommend you send them to the camp and give Luke an opportunity to work with them, because they're going to come out so much better on the other side with the amount of heart and drive that he has and dedication. He's just one of those people. We're lucky to have him here in Windham. Very grateful for him being the coach. And Luke, I'm glad all these people are calling in and giving you your props, because you deserve it. You're
Thanks,
very humble
AJ.
guy.
Appreciate it.
You are. That championship that those boys won this year, I know you always sidestep the reporters and tell them it was all about the kids. Talent is great when you have it, but it takes a special coach like you to do what they did this year. And I can't thank you enough, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay.
See you.
Okay.
You guys trying to make me cry out here.
No need to cry. That's something that just holding your heart, man. That's pure pride. That's great. When you have, colleagues calling and saying those kind words, that's unbelievable. Yeah. Let's get back to the guild for a minute. Oh, maybe. Hey, hang on. Looks like we might have another call.
Okay, so we have awards as well. Like we got MVP, Kobe Award. We get 5-on-5 champions, 1-on-1 champion. All right, we got.
There you go.
Thank you for calling. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Luke, it's Lorenzo Tarasio.
Hey, what's up, Zoe?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Want to talk to me? Good.
Did you shoot today? Did you get any shots up or what?
Not because you're not at the CC. I want to train with you today.
I had to be on the radio for something.
For us.
Basketball's important, but being on this radio with the voice of Windham, can cut the guy a slack.
So do you play for Luke, or do you what?
Yeah. I've been playing him for the past 2 years since I started coaching. Knowing him for about 3 years at Windham Tech. He's really helped me out a lot. Training with him really improved me as a player, as a person. He's just a great guy.
Thanks, Zoe. So Lorenzo, he was my best shooter on the team. Phenomenal player. Was first team all conference.
Nice. Very good.
That's this year?
Yep.
Yeah, he had a great team this year.
Very good team. Yeah, we won our conference championship first time in school history, and this guy right here was one of the main reasons. And the last caller's son as well was another one of those.
Well, thank you for calling.
And thank you.
Thanks, though.
See ya.
So we're going to get to this guild. And how about we start? Let's get to the dates of the summer program.
So the summer camp isn't set yet. The April camp is set. It's
okay.
the April 14th to the 18th.
Do you run it in July and August, or you?
So I usually do the end of June.
End of June.
Or it could be mid July. I'm going to try to do 3 summer camps this summer. So if you just look out for my Facebook page or the Basketball Guild on Instagram or any one of my counselors, they always share it. And it gets around fast on Facebook.
And how do parents get a hold of you again to get their kids signed up, whether it's training or the guild?
They can email me at luke1037@yahoo.com or thebasketballguild@yahoo.com. And I'll always reach out and get something going.
Perfect. So go ahead, Mark.
I was going to ask about just a detailed question, if you will. What's the background, Luke? Do you have your own corporation set up now? Your own business, or how you?
So yeah, it's an LLC. I have an LLC.
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to get the gym. Because like we talked about before, I wasn't able to get the rec center, so I had to get my own LLC and go that route. But.
Okay. So, folks, I'm telling you, this guy's the real deal. Windham Tech coach, Windham alum. And I'll go back to what I kind of said earlier, and that is, we know Luke's dad, Mark Gilday, had a great influence over his son, whose father doesn't. But I take the hats off to, and I think Luke will agree with me, and I think Mark will. Over the years, you can go back to Farino, Haddad, whoever, Risley, and Zanopka. We've had some superstar ADs at Windham High School that really found some talented coaches, and the group of them, and it's hopefully you're the next generation of all that, because like I said, we just had Neil Curlin on. He's retired already, and how many years does Riz have doing wrestling and that. I mean, the only younger guy out there now is Zach Konopka. But I mean, they hired the right people. They made a positive impact, and they pass it down to you. You had to have been impacted by these guys, would you think?
I'm at the different school. I'm at Windham Tech.
I know you're at Windham Tech, but I mean, your kids that are coming from. I know you're not at the high school, but you worked there at one point. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see the programs there.
I think at one point, didn't your dad work with Neil Curlin?
Yeah.
I thought they crossed paths.
He was an assistant for Curlin.
That's what I thought.
Before Strand took over as the head coach.
Right. Another caller.
Okay, we have another caller to the Windham Weekly.
I shouldn't have put it on Facebook.
It's all because of Luke Gilday. Go ahead, please, caller.
Hi, Rich Tarasio. I want to talk about Luke a little bit.
Please.
This guy is, my son started playing for him 2 years ago at Windham Tech when he became the coach. But he had spent a year or two prior just learning how to perfect his game and become a better shooter. And if it wasn't for Luke, I don't think he would have gotten to that level. And, my son just called in a little while ago. But Luke is such a humble guy, and everybody gets behind this guy because of what he does for the kids. He's very unselfish. He treats the kids better than anybody I've ever seen or coached has done in the past. So his camps are phenomenal. My son's been going to them for years. He's been helping with them. But like I said, this guy he's the real deal. And you talk about a lot of the kids in town that have gone on to better things, like, going to college. And, now my son's going to graduate this year, and hopefully we're going to try and get him somewhere. And Luke's helping him do that. So I just wanted to say kudos to you, Luke. You're one of the best.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Wow. You have another one already?
No, not yet.
We might mention that people can watch us live on YouTube.
Yeah, this Saturday it'll be on. If you go to YouTube, Windham Weekly, you just bring it up. You can watch it on your TV, relax. watch Luke sweat a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
watch him get embarrassed with all these accolades. It's great, interesting.
Yeah, no, this has been a wonderful opportunity. You've got more to say about the summer camp, so I gotta let you go on that. So go ahead.
So the camp is, like I was saying, the awards. There's a Kobe Award, the MVP. There's a 5-on-5 champions. There's sometimes we do 3-on-3 champions. We always do the King of the Court, and that goes out to each division. So like there's like a division with 6 and 7 year olds. The next division is 8, 9, and 10 year olds, and then 11, 12, 13, and 14 are the older division, and each division gets those awards.
And they play for championships, I would imagine, but it's all within the camp.
Yeah.
Like
So
the red team, blue team.
Yeah, everyone's on different teams. We separate the teams on the first day, and we have competitions and games, and we have like we give them a break at times where they can go watch a movie, or just bring these Blaze Pods thing in, something where you can work on your reaction time. If you ever go to Dave and Buster's, the light game where you have to hit the light.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Blaze
so
Pods.
I bought those.
Mark and I go every weekend.
Well, the kids know.
The kids know is right. I don't have a clue.
So
I can bring
show,
them in after the show.
That's all right.
After the show, Cam, we'll take you out to run some suicides out there so we can get you into shape.
You know, I'd have to go home, change it to my gym
That's true,
clothes.
that's true.
It'd be too much of an inconvenience to play a little one-on-one with Luke. I don't want to, you know.
And you're still in that short stage. You haven't transitioned to the longer shorts, right?
I got the Celtics from back in the day, buddy, in the 70s. The big, long socks.
Those are coming back now. You know
shorts,
that?
I see those, yeah.
High school kids are switching it up.
Switching back to the ones,
when I was in high school, I was in the baggy era.
There you go.
Where everyone was wearing double and triple X when they should have been wearing small or medium.
See, Mark, you would have had plenty of clothes.
I would have been. I was there. I was all set.
That's exciting.
And then they started rolling the waist up so they get them shorter and shorter.
Yeah, that's what they're doing now.
Yep.
Not me. I like to be dressed conservatively. You know, what can I say?
Same.
So, what's next? I mean, what are your plans? I mean, to keep expanding this. Is this something you can do?
So, I mean, I don't put in enough work to expand it.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of times I do it because I'm wanted to do it. You know, like I have a lot of kids, so
yeah,
I don't always necessarily have the time, but parents will reach out to me and I'll make the time for them.
Yeah.
But I plan on doing a few camps. Like I'm gonna keep the summer camps going. The training I'm hoping to start up within next week or the week after that, where I'm gonna get a gym and help kids get better. And
the training is because the coaches at the teams, whether it's Windham Tech, Windham High School, they're like you can't practice with them like a day before the season begins, or football has an exception to that, but you really can't interact with your students, right?
So no, it's different now. They changed the rules where I could practice with my team 2 days a week with the basketball.
Oh, okay.
So the rule used to be like I could keep them in the weight room all year long, but I couldn't use a basketball.
Yeah, my wife was a swim coach at the high school for the girls, and
she could do everything but have them in the pool, right?
Right. I kept them out of my pool at the house.
Yeah, but now
all they wanted to do was
you
eat
get 2
pasta.
days.
Those kids when they came to the pasta parties.
You mentioned that you a large number of kids. Do I recall right that you also have you came from a large family?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm one of 5.
Okay.
And I have 6 myself now.
Ah.
Yeah. So
get your own team.
So you learn from mom and dad. I remember Mark had quite a few or children.
I was the headache in the family, so I somehow ended up with 6 kids. I only wanted 3, but somehow I got 6.
Well, Ken can tell you how that happened, but that's another story, I guess.
That's another story. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't know if you know, I'm one of 16. 1 mom, 1 dad, no twins, no triplets, Irish Catholics.
Wow.
So
16?
16 kids. My mother was one of 12, and my father was one of 8. So my family was.
That was
the first half and the second half. It seemed
that was half of the Rhode Island population, as I recall.
Half of the Rhode Island population.
Yeah, because Ken's from Rhode Island.
Of course, my wife's family.
How big was your house?
No, it wasn't the house. The house wasn't big. It just that they would be able to pit,
They had tents out in the backyard.
4 or 5 beds in the boys, barracks, and then the girls had like I know there was 3 or 4 in the girls' barracks. So, but my wife is from a big family. She's from the Haggerty family. That family is 11 members there. But it's funny, her dad is the Tambernini, and he was the only son.
So we got about 2 minutes left. Has anybody else got a last-minute phone call to get in here? Get it in now. It's 456-1400. So we're about to come to the close of this show.
It's been a very interesting conversation, Luke, and I'm really proud of you. I'm sure
thank you.
Dad is, and Mom is, and you'll do very well in your future. I know that. I think it's great. I think when people call in, especially the kids, when they call in and they understand the accolades that they're saying, whatever the 100% means and all this other stuff, and you can go blaze and everything else. But I think it's really fantastic because we've had a lot of guests on and they've been fantastic and they're doing wonderful things for the community. But when you're getting rave reviews like that, it's time. Hey, so I want to thank Luke Gilday and my wonderful co-host, no better guy than Mark Doyle. Hey, next week on Windham Weekly, we're going to have a woman that you may know, Dara Bowling. I think I said her name right this time. She's a high school teacher, but she's much more than that to this community. And the things that she does, I don't know how she does it. I think she's got 5 jobs. And,
she's going to help us clean up stuff, right, Ken?
well, she's going to bring you a bar of soap. Let's put it that way. 'Cause, Anyway, so hey, thank you for listening to Windham Weekly. I'm your host, Ken Fuller, and my wonderful host, Mark Doyle.